The novel begins with the story of a kind and strong-willed single mother in her middle years, who is named Sophia. She has just entered a suburban community with a homeowners association, HOA, in search of a quiet place where her 6-year-old autistic daughter, Lily, can develop. Sophia installs a small sensory swing and a textured mat in the backyard, a suggestion from the therapist working with Lily to help her with sensory processing problems. They are not eye-catching play equipment, but are relaxing, customized therapy resources designed to help Lily manage her feelings. Sophia is finally convinced that they have a home to start a life safe, organized, and promising. This is soon broken, however, after an envelope comes from the HOA. Sophia cracks the envelope to get a violation notice that her backyard swing set violates HOA policies regarding unauthorized structures and visual uniformity. The letter allows her 7 days to take it out, or pay a fine a day. She is terrified and disoriented, and she calls the HOA at once, leaving a letter from Lily's therapist certifying that the swing is medical. Weeks later, she gets a formal reply by a cold letter. Rules apply equally to all homeowners. No acknowledgement of Lily's needs. The swing, which so comforted Lily, is now called a violation. Sophia does not realize she is only going against a policy but a system that cannot be nuanced. The news is spread in the neighborhood, and the responses are varying. There is quiet sympathy on the part of some neighbors, and murmurs on the part of others that rules are rules, and the swing is an eyesore. An anonymous complaint blows the issue out of proportion, and then the HOA sends another, this time with fines mounting. On a day when the HOA inspects them without announcing it, the swing of the house is roped with red tape. Tired of the new development in her comfort zone, Lily breaks down. Sophia feels broken that she sees her daughter in pain. She starts to write down all of it: letters, video clips of Lily swinging, and her personal thoughts. She understands that it is not just a conflict of rules, but a conflict of dignity and comprehension. Driven by an increasing sense of injustice, Sophia contacts an ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, compliance consultant who confirms her idea. The HOA's failure to accommodate Lily in her sensory swing may violate federal laws on disability rights. With this information, Sophia writes an official reply to the HOA, referencing particular ADA provisions, and including the letters of Lily's occupational therapist and pediatric neurologist. She also discusses with a pro bono disability attorney. She receives nothing but silence in place of a conversation. Then another fine. Then a warning that she can have her house liened unless she gets the swing off. Sophia is aware at this stage that she needs to escalate. She posts the story of Lily in a local parenting Facebook group, and it goes viral. Support swamps the comments with dozens of parents of neurodiverse children. A few volunteers will accompany her to the next HOA session. Some start writing letters to the board on their own. Sophia is no longer alone. Her personal fight has evolved into something shared. When Sophia attends the next HOA meeting, she arrives not only with documents in hand, but also with allies. The room is filled with several neighbors, parents, and disability advocates. Others carry their own children, including autistic children. Lily holds a tablet in her hand and sits very quietly next to her mother. Sophia nonchalantly states the purpose of the swing, the therapeutic significance, the medical recordings of the swing, and the federal regulations that the HOA might be breaking. The board members are not only not moved, but they are also uncomfortable. Then, a community member, an old school principal, stands up and testifies on behalf of Sophia by giving examples of public schools where sensory aids are mandated by law. A different resident tells of her autistic grandson, who had the exact needs. The mood in the room shifts. The HOA president is not willing to yield, yet whispers of dissent are circulating in the crowd. Sophia does not get any direct victory that night. However, she has planted seeds. The society is starting to doubt the strict regulations. The swing remains, and that next step of the struggle will be to change minds and policy. A couple of days after the HOA meeting, a local reporter contacts Sophia. The accounts of a young autistic child being refused access to a therapeutic swing by her HOA is very personal, as Sophia posts pictures of Lily smiling and laughing in the swing, one of her only joys outdoors. Online publication with the headline, "Mother Battles HOA Over Disability Rights. Is the Law Being Broken?" What follows is an avalanche, news stations call. The online disability rights activists repost the story. The state authorities issue reserved warnings regarding the importance of ADA adherence in residential private communities. Sophia is overwhelmed. People who are strangers write encouraging emails. One of the lawyers is a member of a national disability rights organization that provides free services. Even a few of the HOA board members start to pull away from the position of the president. However, not all are supportive. Some anonymous letters are in the mailbox of Sophia. "You are dishonoring this neighborhood. Should you desire to be treated specially, get out." The tension grows. Sophia is drained, but she is persistent. The swing remains, and here the country is looking. The HOA then escalates their response by dispatching an official letter on behalf of their attorney, threatening to litigate and impose daily fines unless the swing is removed within 7 days. In response, the new legal counsel of Sophia issues a cease and desist letter that informs the HOA that their actions could amount to discrimination against individuals with disabilities under the ADA and the Fair Housing Act. The law battle is fierce. In the background, several lawyers are advising the HOA board to reconsider. Their president refuses. However, the legal team of Sophia officially complains to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. Meanwhile, a national news channel picks up the story. In live television, Sophia reveals how the swing has enabled Lily to open up emotionally, a quality she has not exhibited in a long time. The picture of a mother fighting, peaceful, relentless, and based on love takes away the hearts of the audience. Once the threat of legal action and the viral news, the Ridge Meadows community starts tearing itself apart. There is a petition to vote out the current HOA leadership, claiming that they have abused their powers and have blamed human compassion. Within days, over 70% of residents signed. During the emergency HOA meeting, dozens of residents appeared wearing pins bearing the following words, "Let Lily swing." One by one, they speak out about fairness, of rules not written to murder people, approximately the type of neighborhood in which they wish to reside. The president of the HOA is compelled to resign, and the board agrees to rewrite the bylaws with the contribution of disability inclusion specialists. Sophia has an opportunity to work in the committee, and she refuses. Her attention is still directed to where it was before, at Lily. And she pushes her daughter in the swing, which she has not done in weeks in fear. After weeks of struggle, online petitions, and emotional meetings, something finally shifts. A new neighbor, Ms. Regina Alvarez, emerges silently. She is a retired lawyer who formerly worked in the area of disability rights, and she has lived in the community for many years, never attending an HOA meeting. Having read the petition and listened to the other concerned neighbors, she agrees to represent Amira on a pro bono basis. Through her, the case is reformulated not only as a local struggle, but as a possible breach of the ADA. Regina assists in writing a formal legal notice to the HOA, referring to the obvious legal rights of children with disabilities. A language is quiet, yet decisive, and trembles the board. Rather than additional threats, the HOA requests that its bylaws concerning structures and temporary therapeutic installations be reviewed in the event of an emergency. The media coverage, neighbors, and legal risk pressure compel them to take the issue seriously, although not all board members agree. Amira has never felt that she was fighting alone before. The HOA holds a vote to amend the bylaws. Medically documented sensory therapy equipment can now be used on children. It's a win, but not a total one. The skin of its teeth passes it, and one of the members quits in protest. Not all neighbors look each other in the eye, but this time, Amira swings her daughter, and she smiles and flaps in joy. The novel ends with Amira sitting on her porch as she observes her daughter playing. She knows that the trip was worth it not only to them, but also to other groups of people who will later migrate to her place.